Hello again, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. Leonard back from GXP Streams. Just had to run out to grab the young prince. I am home. He is currently doing his homework. Let's get back to it. There. Haha. Instructions. Just wonder if I can make that a little bit more. Oh, wait. I had to size it down, right? It's okay. It's okay. Nope. Stay there. 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 Stay. It'll do. It'll do. It's just what's behind my head. Okay. And blowing the hype train. I want to get a lot of this done. Not gonna lie. That's the main reason I've decided to come back and do some more. Right. So let me see if I can pull up the right screen here. We are on, I do believe, yes, we are on this screen here. Okay, so cool. We're going to pick up right where we left off. I am looking forward, since I need to go back and do, we got a little bit more time to do some extra stuff here. I am going to put the missiles on the outside here. So that means I got to go back to the proper sheet. And that just means I got to look it up. I'm trying to co-op what I'm doing in real life to what's here. So I'm looking for D11s. Okay. Just caught my lamp in my bee. Not the bees. One of these had them still. One of them did not. D11s. Here they are. So it's this one I will be using. I'm just going to leave this out because I know I got to assemble this packet from these as well. I think that's right. No, those are not the right ones. Whatever. Got a little bit different music on this time. The last playlist, believe it or not, finished just as I finished. The moment I signed off, the playlist finished. So that was fortuitous. I mean, I'm digging this one. This reminds me of the Journeyman project. I have played that on stream. If y'all remember it, it was glorious. It was magnificent. It's one of my favorite games. I'm not the biggest fan of Pegasus Prime because it leans, for me, it leans too hard on nostalgia to be its own game. They should have just made another Journeyman project in my book. But you can't. I do not hold it against a studio that no longer exists, but man, back in the day, those guys made it count. They absolutely made it count, and I'm glad for all the stuff they're doing. They're gonna be doing. They have some fairly. The last time I checked in on, no longer Presto Studios. I think they're part of Red Orb Entertainment now. Hello, Rusty. You catching those free entries again? Please, by all means. I'm happy to stream again if it means everyone's collecting points and everyone gets even more into the even more ins into the into our draws. So I definitely say hi again. Happy to say hi again. Yeah, I'm not streaming for quite a while. Then I come back to stream twice in one day. I know I'm crazy, but the good news is I am crazy in a good way. I just want to get this done. Oops, almost unplugged my light. Sorry. I had definitely lost several parts under the desk today. Maybe lose a few more. We'll see. We shall see. Alright, so those are installed. The missiles are installed on there. This is ready to go on to this section, I believe. These two are good to go together. That's on there. So these two will go together like this. As per section 13. Yeah, as per section 13. Hey Rusty, since you're here, can you tell me if the manual guide up there is helping? Just kind of get the visualization for what I'm doing. So as you can see, my thought process is just following the instructions. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Glad I can help that. Because I figured it was gonna be a little frustrating. It's like I'm on the section, whatever. I got to do this. I got to do that. Now we have a clear we have clear indicator of where it is. My camera's mirrored, so I have to guess. So I'm just gonna try and keep my mouse there, so that way y'all can see where I am, what I'm doing. It says snap these together. Now I'm gonna need another M1516. Do we need any D's? No, just K's, and then gotta go back to B's. So first off, let's get to M. On M, we have 15, 16 yet again. So here's the 15, here's the 16. Of course, they're really far apart this time. Gonna cut them really nice and close. Just like so. That way I don't have to shave them down, because shaving down small parts is a big hassle. Such a pain. I'm glad I thought to do that before, but I'm glad I implemented it this time to make sure y'all can see just where I am. And then I snap those two together as two halves, and their parts combined. They make part. I forget what part number it is. And then I gotta pick up K2 right there. So there's M, K. Only one of these is going to have a K2 because I used the other one up already. I'm sorry to say, I think I'm at the point in my life, like, as I've had glasses pretty much my entire life, the entirety of which I could see in my life. I always thought I could use bifocals. I've never needed them more until just about now. Because with my stigmatism and my nearsightedness, it's kind of a challenge to use glasses and do this. But oh my god, this build is so satisfying. I absolutely love it. Okay, so now we got to move down. We're going to move on to the B's. Yes, the B's! B7 and 6. I love seeing that Rex head there. 6, 7. There we go. Nice and close. Good clip there. Good clip there. I'm glad I don't have to paint the Rex. It's mostly already the colors it's going to be. Only because I would have painted it first. When I did my Tall Geese build some time ago, I didn't finish. I was painting the parts on the, well, they were still on the thingy here, so on the plastique. So that way, that didn't get in the way of the finished product. I didn't have to tear it down again and repaint it. None of that needed to happen. I was happy for that. Never finished it though. I'm not mad at it. It's just the way things went. Same as last time, it's going to sit right there. Literally sit right there. Nice and smooth. Clean! You are going to sit right on top. You are a cover. You have to go over and over. Because that inside sits inside you. And of course, assuming I got everything lined up properly. There it goes. Tighten, 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 tighten everything. And tighten up. Good. I do wish they would release a like an actual like Metal Gear toy. I would love that. I would love that so much. Okay, we're moving on to, we're done this section now, so this piece is ready to be set aside next to the foot. And then that's gonna, actually, no, you can't see them right there. Okay, so that's the foot, that's that section of the leg. This will sit on top of there, it'll go on there. And next, we're gonna do the missile pod that sits on the front part of this knee. So let's get to that missile pod because we're gonna need section C and I. I gotta put B back. B goes back and grab section C. This we'll have right there. I don't doubt it for a second because that's going to be C30. C30. I'm going to clip it very appropriately. So why clip it and smooth it when you can just clip it once perfectly? There we go. See, I had to shave the end of the other one. This one I don't have to because it came off perfectly. C's. Okay, now we got to go to I's. Section I. There it is. And we are going to need 14, 8, and 6. So literally the same ones, just right next door. I'm trying to cut them nice and close so I don't have to clean those either. Oh, just hanging on to this thing's going to be a chore. There we go. 14, 8. Hang on to 8. And then 6. So I'm going to, in case you're wondering, I'm endeavoring to try and finish this up before Michael starts his stream. Later on today. IJ, there you go. I. So how do these look? Look good? Looks good. Oh, they all look good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now I gotta check the back to see which one goes where. See, I can see there's a little T. Little T. Short, I'm going to say short L, long L. Short L goes on top. Last time I think it was long L on top. Short L, long L. And then the T. The T, Wesley. There we go. Now we got to get the covers. The covers we see here as in D4. So back to the D's. C, D. And we got to make sure they got the 4 set in this one. Because if we don't, yep, there they are. Perfect. Then I was going to say, then I have the wrong panel. So like before, to prevent any blasting off again, I am going to clip these very appropriately at the right angles too. So if I do it at the correct angle, there will be no burr on the end. Or very minimal burr. Sometimes your fingers just aren't long enough. That's why I keep saying I have little engineer hands. I know they're little. I'm okay with them being little. I can do little things. Ah. But they are also getting old. It's good enough. I actually want to leave a little bit of a lip on these things. So that way when it comes to flipping the panel open, I can grab that little burr left behind and open the panel to make it look very cool. All good to go on this one. So this will attach directly to the front panel. Tabby side down. There's no tab on the top, but there's a tab on the bottom. So that goes side down, which is funny because it doesn't go in the front way, it doesn't go in the top way, it goes directly in from the side. Well, from that angle. It's not really weird, it's just interesting. I noticed it last time, so it's like it made just putting it on this time that much easier. And then panel 8, just that long sucker that goes on there. And then on top of the leg, like so. So that way that comes out like that. And Rex is posable. So 2 legs now. The giveaway, no idea. It's called something or other, and I'm not going to try and pronounce it. That's all there is to it. Oh, it's called Prey. Cool. Now we are moving on to the head section. Which looks like it will require a lot more of the parts and part sheets that haven't been opened yet. Including E. No, it doesn't need E. Okay, I'm going to leave E in here. In its prison. But it's going to require F, which is in its prison. Why make more work for yourself? What is that? Does it have a number? P. Okay, that's number P. So E, there's F. I'm just putting all the pages in their proper order. L. There's O and L. Those will stay in there. O, L, M, N. 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 I'm going to leave the N in the other side of the box as well. Having a quick nibble. So we are moving on to the main, not the main part, like the part that holds everything together is right there. We're moving on to the head section now. The cockpit, if you will. And there are a lot of parts from M to come along too. So, luckily, M is only one single piece, but it looks like we're going to be quite busy on this one. So we're going to pull out M19 first, because that's going to be the linchpin in the middle there. I like how each grade of plastic has a different feel to it. Like this one feels a lot stronger, a lot more secure. I call that M19, right? Yes, okay. What else we got? M8 and 9. I wanted that linchpinning one first, and then 8 and 9. M8, M9. Am I reading this right? Yes, I am. Okay, it's just the angle. I'm just a little far away, so it seemed the angle is a little off. These are coming out nice. I like how they're mostly burr-free because of how strong the plastic is. So there's 9. It wants 9 on the right. I'm just kind of doing what the book says. Remember, my camera's reversed, so if I put it on this side, it's actually on the other side. Trying to make the instructions as easy as I can for myself. There's M8. 14, 13. So 14, 13. So it's 14 on the left, 13 on the right. It's close. That one's nice and close. 14 on the left. 13 on the right. There will be more M's in a moment, so I'll just put that right there. Have the knobs at the back, have the little thing, have the little tab pointed down. And put 14 in with its tab like that. And then 13 on the opposite side, mirroring that. Okay, there's a little notch in the top that fits perfectly into each other to make that little hinge work. Okay, good. Now, this one is a little bit more tricky. It's just tricky to see. If I pull this right up to my face, I can see the little, the connection goes through, the connection hole through 8 goes through 19 into 9. So this little thing goes in here, like this. So that should go right through like that. Perfect. Oh, I need to move over here a little bit. And then this one shows those connected, but the bigger one at the back. So it should go like that. Okay, dual hinge. Got it. Got it. Got it. Moving on. We're now going to need M6 and M7. I'll leave that right there so I know which way up. M6 on the left, just to make it easy on myself. M7 on the right. So this little panel thingy up, oh, 7 goes through that hole. Okay. That back? Yes, okay. Okay. Okay, I got it. Seven goes from there to number 6, which just literally caps off the other side. And that clearly fits into something else, and I like that. I like that a lot. Come on, y'all, fit in. Whoa. I hate when it decides just like, no, I'm not going to go in and I'm going to take a dip in that direction, which is not any direction you were actually applying force. There we go. Just gonna do that. Okay, that. And I can move that back up. I think it wants it like that. I think. I could be wrong. That's as far as that goes. Okay. Oh, that can totally go back now. Okay, okay, I see. So I'm trying to match it up to the next picture, to wherever we're going next. The next one's going to need a couple of Fs. So F11, F5, and F1. Meow. Oh, all 3 right in a row. Nice. This one's interesting. It's right on the corner. Be a little bit more cautious with that cut. There we go. It's because these are at slightly different angles. Slightly. Just slightly different angles, and that can definitely make all the difference. Now I don't need to shave any burrs. Just by doing it right the first time. So F11 will include this one with a little tabby tab in the front. So 17 third part. I do believe that goes right, yep, it goes right in there. Sits right up there. It's kind of the inside of the cockpit, it looks like. I noticed they put some nice little paint bits on there already. Grateful. Now to figure out where this sits. Is it just the front part here? Is that correct? Take a closer look at here. Requires further investigation. Oh, it goes into that little next to the square slot, it says. I don't think it quite fits that slot. Am I doing anything wrong? Oh, it fits back there. Is that correct? I mean, it looks like it fits. Do one more, take a look. One more look. Fits underneath. Those two can go up there in that top, and nothing's obstructed. And as it shows at the back there, it should be flush with the back. Okay. Question answered. Just gonna have some up top paneling too. Nice. I'm a droid head. Roger, roger. Moving on to the jaw. Funny enough, it's called J. I'm going to start with F2 and F6 though, because I'm currently sitting on that panel. F6 I think is on the right. It's not telling me, but I think it's kind of like, oh, you'll figure it out. Then F2. Not going to need this for a little while, so I'm going to put F back in its proper place. Just come together mostly nicely. There we go. 2 and F6. Now I got to move on to J, 12, and 9. J. There you are. There's 12. Notice one of the attachments is kind of missing, but that's okay. I don't doubt for a second it was made that way purposely. Another angled cut. Make sure to stay flush. Next angle cut, stay flush. Top angle cut. Still staying flush. That way you don't have to trim it. J goes back in the box, and I need to find where I set down. Oh, there they are. They're way over there. Next to a broken star screen. Why am I cutting with this? I got the scissors just for that. I haven't painted him, clearly. I was going to paint him later, but I can still get in there with tweezers and pull him out. How does this go together again? It's a, oh, little spacey thing out. Okay. That sits in the back of the chair, making that nice and tight. Then liquid sits in the seat like this, as he slides right into the panel there. Like so. On the box, they made him look a lot bigger. So they made them all look a lot bigger. It's like a really zoomed in photo, so it looked like the figures were huge. This sits right in the front? No, right in the back. Okay. There we go. There's a little point. It literally has to sit in. Oh, there we go. And it clasps right into place. Nice. Oh, sorry. Needed another boost of food. Going back to J. Back to J, we need J4 and J3. J4 goes on top of J3, and then J3 goes into the panel. Oh, very nice. I like that control panel. And that sits right in the front. Oh, right in the little T. That looks good. I like that. Very nice. So that's going to wait. I got to grab B8, so we're going to go all the way back to the B's. There it is, B8. Another angled cut, gotta be clear, concise, both sides. I might have to clean it up a little bit, not 100% sure. Let's see. Nope, it's clean. Nice. And then I gotta go to the F's for 7 and 3. There we are. It's these guys. back in. So I'm not sure what I'm going to need next, because when we go from 18, we'll go to 19, and there is an F part in there, so we can start with that. So first off, it says, there's no particular order, but this has to go on top, so this must sit in the front. There's a little pinhole there, and the little slide will go into that. So that will go directly up there. It's part of Metal Gear. Then this attaches into the back of the chair, right there in the bottom. As it slides through. Perfect, perfect. Then these F panels go on the side. It looks like they fit in right there. This side, one on this side. So the first parts of the head are done. That is very cool. Not sure how far. Oh wow, that goes right far forward. Ba-dum. Forgot to change the page. We just did this. We're going on to section 19. So to start off, we're going to start in the little window. And we're going to do F8 and F4. It's these guys up here. Just gotta be careful how I hook that to make sure I don't cut part of the tab off, because these look pretty sus. Wow. Will I need more F's? No, there'll be M's. Those M's have to be done a very specific way. So I need PCA. So any one of these PCs, I'm pretty sure they both have their A's still. But I'm just going to need one. I'm not seeing a specific way they want it to go in, so I'm assuming it will be self-evident. Yes, it will be. Up and down. It's another stopper part, which is interesting. Okay, so that's the first little part. That's at the top of 19. That's going to wait. Now we need to do the M parts. It looks like there's 3 parts in M, and they have to be done in a very specific order. So we're going to start with M12 and M11 and M17. Well, M11, here it's showing me number 1 is for M11 to go to M17. So let's get M17 out, and we'll get M11 out. This is M. This is like the tougher one too. Like you can feel that it's got some extra girth in it. So there's 17. Howdy, Seeker720. Thanks for joining the giveaway. I'm sorry, unfortunately, we can't offer you a first, but at the very least, you get one entry. All right. So M11 and 12, since we're both here. Can tell when the beefy sections come undone. Got a full snap. Because I got the power. But I did not cut the thing right. There we go. Okay, so there's 11, there's 12, and it wants 11 to go into 17 first. Oh, I see, because M18 will lock it into place. But it wants it tab side up. Okay, so I gotta turn it around. There's a little notch in it, and that has to go up. Can't quite see how 12 is supposed to go in. Maybe it goes in any old way. I mean, once 12's in, I can move it around. Now I pull out M18. And M18! There it is. So this one's just a receiver. It's got to fit in that hole up there and got to fit in that hole down here. Boom! Ta-da! That should be in accordance with Rule 19. Still not entirely sure on the specifics of it. Okay, that's going to go there. Now we're going to move on to the next section, section 20, which will be right here. Since everything attaches to B, I'm going to go grab B first, then okay, there's several B's. Several B's! And then some J's. I'm right here, I'm gonna crop the two J parts, 17 and 18. Ooh, that's gonna be an interesting cut. Considering how flush this panel is, I'm gonna have to double make sure that that's correct. Put 17 on the left, 18 on the right. Nice and flush. Nice and flush. Good. Now we're going to tear apart panel B, it looks like. 13, the big one? Yes, the big one. Ooh, that was nice. Nice and flush. We're also going to need the B items 3 and 1. They're just panels, but still need to be flush. one. One's going to go on the right. And 3 will go on the left. Okie dokie. B is going back in the box. Alright, so looking at the panel, looking at the thingy, how good that looks. That should go down here. This is the first part. It says to do this first. So that sits under there. It looks like some heat sink fins. Do the same with this side. Again, nice and flush. Very nice. Now, I'm going to put 19 in first because I have the feeling that's going to be what we need to do. It didn't give us a precise order, but that went in nicely. Panel on this side will go in just like this. Even though that panel's on the inside, I'm happy. I'm happy it looks that good. Nice little headdress. Now we're moving on to 21. Take another bite real quick. A whiff of. We're going to stop off at F and grab 14 on our way through. Then we have to pick up off of H6. And we got to do that twice. Then I have to go to L, which I haven't opened yet. Or have I? L. Okay, found L. Ooh, I'm gonna keep it separate. Oh, pardon me. Goodness. Everything all at once. That's nuts. L2 are little orbs and nothing else. These would be impossible to find if I dropped them on the floor. I am going to be trying to be as precise as I possibly can. I'm going to put this back in the bag. Now, I'm not sure if I should be using tweezers for this. Oh, there goes one. Oh, wait, it's right there. Hold on. Don't worry, folks. It didn't roll too far. I mean, these are going to be impossible to see on camera. Don't get me wrong, the little itty bitty bitty tiny orbs are cool, but this is nerve-wracking. But it's also done. Okay, so that will have a panel like that. Tab up, and then just insert into here. Oh, okay, I see. Big one in, little one out. I think it's definitely a do your best motif. I'm just going to put the bigger one on the inside because it matches the rest of the panel. And then have the shorter one on the outside. This one went in a lot easier than the other one did. There we go. I wish I could hook up some LEDs behind that just so you could see those little things go pop. The lights are on. J's and F's. Oh my goodness. The F's go first, so let's go find us some F's. So we're going to need F 17, 13, and 12. 17 is the big one at the back. Don't think that back one's going to be flush. Pretty close. Might have to shave it down. So, if you're following along, we're on step 21, section 2. So we're looking for 13 and 12, these two little L's right here. And 13 from F, and I think that's it for the F's on this one. And I do have to insert these pretty much right now. Yep, that seems right. That seems right. Well, I forgot which one was which. Well, the good news is you can only put it in one way, so yay! I done good. Oh, I don't think flush is going to matter with this one. This back panel, nope. Yay! Very nice. Now to get those J panels. J7 and 5. Right here. shoots out, so these could go in. Oh, look at that. Fit perfectly. J5, U2. Oh, it's perfect. Alright, that section's together. We're going back to K. So that's step 21. K11. Because we're right here. Wait, are there 2 Ks? Yes, there are. Okay. It's kind of for a hydraulic mark, it looks like. Non-functioning one, unlike the pretty ones we got in the legs. So there's K11. It needs to go into 21 like that, and then we're going to go grab some Fs. So Ks will go back. I gotta scroll back to F. Don't lose my spot. And F wants 16 and 10. There's 10. Let's find 16. 16's in here. Clean. Nice and clean. I'm just going to do these minor steps first. This one I gotta be careful on. Gotta be nice and flush. This one as well. Gotta be nice and flush. It's rounded, so that's the tough part. So again, the stem on top, flush. Perfect. And there's a little T in there too. So I can only assume the T goes into the back of 16. And they fit together perfectly. Why they were separate, I have no idea. Whatever. And the other two will be 15 and 9. At step 22. We're at step 22. We're looking at 15 and 9. Why they bother making them separate, I have no idea. I suppose if you wanted to paint them different colors, that would work. So this one's got a little cross on it too. It's more or less a little T. Same deal. So this is to go okay, it goes right to the back. Nice. So it sits in those two specific spots just for it. This one just coasts through. It sits on the top. It's supposed to just sit on the top. I think we're going to have a little bit of a jigger with that one. Good news is they don't fall through, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. Part 2 is very confusing though. So I'm going to go back to C and grab those 2 parts. They're going to be later, but I'm going to grab them first. So C3 and C2. 3 and 2. Part of Rex's mandibles. Those will go on last, but I just want to have them available for when I do put them on. Like that. Those are the only extras I need. So it's trying to explain how everything fits together. Okay, so I think what happens is this sits in the back of that jaw. Make sure it's closed first. Then this hydraulic is supposed to sit right in the back of that jaw. It's right there. Now, it doesn't quite snap together, so there's going to be a little bit of a jingle. Oh, supposed to put the panels on at the same time. So you put the hinge in, or yeah, you put this little hinge in, and then you put the, so I can set it up like this, so I can set it right there. If I can get it to sit. Set it right there. If it'll stay. Now it'll stay in place. Then I put this one over it to lock it in. So I have to make sure it sits in that hinge properly before I move to the other side. And on this side, I gotta do the same thing. The good news is it can free float, but if you give it a little nudge, it will stay right in there. Now they'll stay put. Now they'll ride up there accordingly. Whew, that was very interesting. Because it's talking about how the hinge sits back here, and this is how it's supposed to look. Well, we're moving on to the next page. With some good news, I believe we're already halfway there. At the very least, we're looking at possibly the end of the head panel. We might have to get to the body tomorrow, but I'll be happy if we get the head and the legs done today, because then I can put this away for tonight, and then we can do the body tomorrow. The body, well, it looks like there's the backpack we're going to be doing. That's going to be the next series of steps, and then there'll be the body down here. So I'm okay. I just didn't want to leave the legs unfinished. That was the biggest thing for me, was not leaving those legs unfinished. Wow, I like repeating myself. Do you like repeating yourself? Whatever. So we're on to step 23. So we got to go back to the bees. In this bees, we'll need 12 and 14 on the left and the right. 12 and 14. More mandibles. 12 will be on the left. On the left, B14 on the right. It's okay, it didn't go far. From the B's and A comes 22. Haven't been to A in a long time. I don't think we've been to A at all. No parts from A. 22. So there's the order in which this goes on. That's last. So it says first up. This needs to go in here first. Okay, I see what it means. So that went in perfectly. And then this sits here for number 2. And then number 3 will be B on this side. Precious snapping together. A22 panel should fit right here for her chin. Oh, look at Rexy. Isn't that great? Just a few things to clean up on further B will be B10 and 11. Looks like there's some specific stuff we need to do on that. I think it means to watch out and not break anything. 11 will be on the left. And 10 will be on the right. I'm not trying to mess you guys up. I'm just trying to read it as it is. Ah, come back. Come back. And G5. God, I haven't seen G in a long time. Oh, it's the ladder. I think it's a ladder, but I don't... The way it looks on the model doesn't look like it's a ladder. Alright, so these guys can go on like this. Some nice sign adornments. Oh, it's pretty. There we go. Rexy was not quite right in the head. It's going to be where it connects, so it can move up and down in all the which ways. Now, how does this go in? Net down. Okay, so this is a catwalk at the back. I held on too tightly. Oh, landed right on my foot. Ballin'. So looking at this, yes, this part goes down. Spokes down. Spokes down. I don't like how that sits, but that's just how it's supposed to sit, sadly. And that's Rexy's head. Opens up to reveal Liquid. Liquid is not painted, but I can definitely get in there easily enough to remove him and give him a paint job if necessary. But that's great. So before I move on, it is 4:50. It's Michael's turn to take over the reins. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching me put together this Metal Gear. And just, this has been a lot of fun for me. Like, I've been meaning to do this for a while. She's actually a lot small. It's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. But I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay with the size. This is going to mean that it's going to haunt and tear through many a Christmas village to come, or any other villages that people happen to put out, which I'm looking forward to. This is going to be great. I can't wait to finish this build because it is like the perfect size. I absolutely love this. If it was going to be super large, I was worried I wouldn't have a place to put it. It will have a place of honor on my desk for the rest of the year, though, because I just love Metal Gear. All right, until tomorrow, everybody, I will be back. This is Leonard from GXP Streams. Everybody, boys, girls, men, women, and everybody who identifies in between, thank you very much for coming out. Have yourselves a great day. Enjoy dinner and enjoy Michael. He will be by very soon. Bye-bye.